someone who cares about you the way I do. Oh, I'm not bragging on myself, baby, but I'm the one who loves you, and there's no one else. No. You'll never find it.
How's that? There we go. Woo. Making it softer. How's that? How's that? Huh? There we go. Is that better? Is that better? Is that better? I feel like I'm making it a bit softer. Softer. There we go. We in the house. Yeah, man. I feel like it missed my whole. I was enjoying that. You know what I mean? It's so dope. It's the whole. Okay, it's so dope with the wedding numbers. And then I forgot to set my sound up. I was so excited. I was listening to Craigie G firstly. Shout out to Craigie G. No, the mic was on, but it wasn't. I didn't turn on the interface, as they say in the computer world. So Craigie G, shout out, bro. He took me back. He took us back. The thing is, I was in Zoom. You know, those ones when you in Zoom, I could even smell. You know, remember the smell of Zoom? You could smell. You could smell the ophoe and the dirty techies and the armpits and the smoke. Remember that you could even smell the smoke. You could smell the people when they used to smell X. Remember they always spray X before X and CK1. They used to spray that thing to the whole when they get home, the whole jaw smells like CK1. I could smell it, bruh, and all the mischief. Oh my gosh. Because now when those numbers were cracking, I left my mother's house. I went to stay in Joburg. And I was staying with my two brothers. It was out of hand, it was untidy every day. Because in Joburg, I didn't even know that Wednesday and Thursday was a thing. Only in a gotcha, I'm like, hey, Thursday, Wednesday, we're going out, we're going to the club on a Thursday, Wednesday, and it's packed, 3,000 white people. But that's fun times. Yeah, man, been a crazy week. I learned to do the Rubik's Cube. I got myself a Rubik's Cube last week, and this week I can do it. I've been paddling it up and fixing it, so I can put the Rubik's Cube on my belt now. President lost his iPad, and then he found it very quickly, so that was okay. What else? The two Charos stole 50 billion. Bruh, those also greedy. And Because I mean, you could have stopped on 1 billion, 2 billion, even 5. Come on, bro, they're gonna die. So I was listening to Craigie. So this song I was playing it now, I just got it the other day from a bra because I have my friend is a DJ, and I listening to Craigie and I was listening to that Ek It Up. You know, when I heard Ek It Up, I was like, I feel like colored people, we are the only ones who listen to that song, right? I wanna get. We are the only ones, man. No one else was busy with that song. Like it wasn't on radio. That was for us. It was just us. There's no subtitles. Man, I can do the cube is good with his hands. And also can juggle, apparently. They can catch stuff. So let me greet everybody. Melanie, how you doing? I didn't greet you earlier. My mic wasn't working. Craig is here. Shafiq, Wakan. I had to get on with the house music because deep down, house is my thing, bro. I'm an R&B. I'm an old R&B from the 90s. I'm an R&B-O. But the house music is deep within. Cast, hello. Charlotte Smith, good evening and welcome. Stacey Lee Coleman, good evening. Conley Song, Shafiq again. Who else is there? My neighbor will never find someone like me. Yeah, man, shout out to Craigie G. Always brings the fire. Puri's in the house. What kind, Puri? You here early this week, cuz? Welcome. Welcome. Geraldine Prince Lou. That's a nice son. That sounds like a surname from like the white peoples. So we used to go hard, bro. Like I was thinking about so many things, like because every time Craigie G, when the song changed, it took me to another moment. So like, hey, I'm gonna talk about this song, then I'm gonna talk about that song, but I couldn't. It just kept changing me. Because I had a small crew though. I used to move with like a small crew. 3, 4. Puri was in my crew. Puri had a long time in my crew. We used to get up to nonsense. When you come right, you're like, yo, you by the beach. You're like, yo, like I once woke up at Anstey's, then I fell asleep, then I woke up there by the graveyard. I always wanted to go say goodbye to 2 people. You don't want to wake up in the graveyard, bro. It's very weird because you ass out in the car and you open your eyes, you look around, you check, hey, where are we now? I'm like, hey, we by the graveyard. You want to carry on laying down. Stacey Lee Coleman is saying good night for real. I feel like playing a song because the thing is, you know what? When Craigie was playing, he was playing the house music, and it made me miss my brabo because we were so deep in the things. And I'm gonna play a song that we used to jam to, and if I could find my music player now, or there's a right here. And this song, yeah, would always be the one for me. Yeah. Let's just do, because last week I played music and it feels good. I'm gonna play a song, and then my DJ, I mean my guest, I can't see me because last week it was horrendous, man. It was horrendous, but anyway, yeah, let's play a jam just to warm it up a bit. Where were you?
I don't even know your name, but I still like you just the same. That you didn't even know. I love the way you say hello. Never really talk to you. So good, I guess I've always been afraid to. The other day I finally tried. I saw something in your eyes. In your eyes.
Yes, that's what a jam, guys. So DJ Ricky, the AM side issue is bad. Yeah, last week it was bad with the signal, man. And yeah, I'm gonna have you back on, no stress. Stacey Lee Coleman says that she has taken people to the graveyard. I've never been to the graveyard before, like on a casual day. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a casual day. Stacey Lee doesn't know the song. Let me just get it a little bit. I'll give you a little bit more seconds of that one there.
You were so real, you felt so right. I'm surprised. Your beautiful eyes, I saw dreams in your eyes. In your eyes. The feeling came up suddenly. A big surprise to you, I know, 'cause it's one to me.
Basically, you can go into iTunes. You can follow I have an iTunes account. If you follow my iTunes account, I have some playlists there. There's some dope music in my playlist. There's house music. There's R&B. There's soul music. I do some playlists. So if you can, you can get in there. It's one of the dopest ones. We used to Arnotte Payne. I'm trying to get hold of him so that he can get on here. Let me just. This feels like last week all again. So yeah, it's just to give you an idea, friends. The song is "What a Surprise." It's a Frankie Feliciano remix of Cooley's Hot Box. It's one of the ones. I need to check if my neighbor's iTunes. So yeah, man, I have lots of. If you don't, why don't you have iTunes? It's $60 and you have all the music and you can follow and just download playlists. You can do it all. So that's what I do. I just add playlists so that people can download my playlist. Let me send this bra voice message. Let's all do that. Cuz you're right there. Oh, there you are. I see you. I'm gonna bring him in now, and then hopefully don't have like the train smash of a signal like last week. So let me get him in, right? Let's get the horns going, ladies and gentlemen. I've been excited to have this guy, man. Let's make some noise for my boyfriend, the Potter. Pain. One more time.
I will.
Look at that, all for you. Arnotte Payne in the house. Give him some claps. Make some noise for Arnotte Payne. Let's do it. I steal my neighbor's Wi-Fi and Netflix. Everybody, make some noise for Arnotte Payne. What kind, bruh?
Laka, can you hear me? Yeah?
I can hear you well, bruh. You can put on headphones. That helps if you can't hear me clearly, but I can hear you.
Yeah, let me find the headphones, yeah.
No flop, bruh. You can find your
headphones. Hold on.
Yeah. You can see also every week you can notice now we only had like 2 or 3 interchanges and already there's been like 75 different types of slang. You swaris, yeah. Just wait, you know what I mean? So I feel like this is gonna be it's gonna be slangish. So I haven't had a slang conversation with the outsider for a while. While he's gone though, we're on 17,500 cases of COVID in our country yesterday. That's insane, bruh. That's insane. 17,500 people are at the moment got sick yesterday. Well, found out yesterday that they have the COVIDs, and that's mad scary. But I cancel all the gigs. I'm now sitting here just waiting. We're gonna have Kali Prachis because honest a Kali. Josie is high with the numbers. Except Puri is asking how's Josie. Josie is high with the COVIDs. We had the most cases out of the 15 minutes, 14,000, 13,000, 8,000 were from Joburg. So I'm guessing most of them are from Joburg now. So what kind, bruh? What kind you back? Yeah.
Laka, boss. I'm Laka. Borrowed my Swadi's earphones. I'm hundreds.
You're gonna get okay, so you're right, bruh. You working, you at home, you look very relaxed, you got banners behind you. You okay, dog?
Hundreds, man. They like to top my dash, bro.
Don't drink, always say dash, but
Yeah, no, fine, bro. Graphing still. Yeah, as the child would say, puzzling. But yeah, everything's well, bro. Everything's well. Yeah, figures are high in Joburg. Well, Joburg are always high. So what you expect?
Yeah, the thing is, Joburg likes to do everything better first.
Extreme, yeah.
Extreme. They get the song first. They know the thing first. They download it first. Puzzling, ma'am. Check it out. Can you see the comments? Are you using a phone or using a laptop?
I'm using a phone, bro.
No, yeah, so you won't really see the comments. Away. So you where you stay now, bruh? Where are you in the world?
PMB, bruh. Closer to the institution.
Okay.
Red
so you
Roof. Pardon? Durban?
You the best.
No, work in Durban, travel every day.
Why? Why does someone move to Pietermaritzburg? Why does someone do that?
Didn't have enough margin to move to Josie's. It's like quarter way, bro.
you know, she reminded me of, back in the day, Papa, so I learned comedy because my pali used to have comedy, right? He used to have we still have it, the 12-inch of Red Fox and what's his name, Bill Cosby, and like all of the old school. So I still got the 12-inch, and you also had the tapes. Remember the tapes? And there's
Yeah,
always there's these chart balis on there. I think like Mutu Murugan and them. It was like that vibe. I don't know if you ever heard those mixtapes before.
was the
There was like
Pigs was my man.
there was the Pigs. There was a few, bruh. And
Yeah.
what you said now, this reminded me of a joke that I used to listen to on that thing. I was a lighty, bruh, probably like 7 years old. And the old tunes, hey, walking down the road, a policeman pulls over. He says, hey, every time I stop you, I see you half drunk. So why every time I see you half drunk? Oh, he says to the policeman, hey, sorry, bro. Sorry, Papa. I don't have enough to get full drunk.
Yeah, so didn't have enough margin to move right up to Joburg.
Oh, so you're moving slowly. You're on your way. You're gonna move
Yeah,
to
Harry Smith next stop.
That's hilarious.
Don't
They
rush, bro. Take it easy.
get
We get to
you
Josie's.
get a crap in Marisburg. When you get a crap in Marisburg, you must stay in Harrismith. Then you get a crap in Harrismith, you must stay a little bit further, maybe Ladysmith. You just so you now
Wait,
you get a crap in Marisburg, so you can travel from Harrismith down. Then you move to
tra-
Harrismith, get a crap
travel
there.
backwards. Like.
I like it.
Yeah.
Ambition.
Yeah, it's a progression, retrogression kind of thing.
And have you been performing, bruh? Have you been out in the world doing comedy and stuff?
Yeah, I'm performing, but very low key. Watching the numbers, trying to keep it safe. Comorbidities in the palsy, so yeah, we're taking it easy. But performing, doing a lot of weddings. Last show I did a 90-minute one-man show. It was nice, small crowd.
5 people. How many?
No, it was a full house. You see, 100 people.
What? Where?
This is somewhere in Durban.
Oh, you can't.
It's Clearwood. It's a Clearwood area. Nice club. Like a
Okay.
club scene. Yeah.
But I've noticed this thing now because you're all. I don't know. Maybe I can also do it, but I haven't tried it because I went to see Coven did 1 hour. Coven was on about 2 hours. he was like push. He was on 1 hour 45 or something, and then the organizers had to stand with the light to be like, "Hey, you need to come off."
Like all the down of I palsy.
And Joburg, we have a real curfew. We go home, and then I went to see David Cow. David Cow about just like 3 weeks ago. 2 hours, bruh. Flat 2 hours. And now you did like an hour, 1.5 hours.
1 hour 30.
Yes,
Cruising.
90 minutes, and then now you busy. That's a full. Right, you could have the whole the FA Cup final could have happened while your set was on.
That's a special.
And you still incorporate the music, or you just do straight prachies now?
Incorporate the music, but not so much music. More prachies. I'm getting into long prachies now, like you and Carvin.
That's hilarious. Oh, I can go, bro. Just when I talk about spoons, all right, I got 20 minutes on spoons by itself.
There you go.
Maybe I can do an hour and a half too, but I don't feel like I should. Okay, let's go back. Let's start at the beginning. Tell us about you. Tell us about Arnotte. You grew up in the Ridge. Take us all the way back. Tell us where it began. Let's hear about Arnotte.
Like all my life, bro, I was hoping and yearning that somebody asked that question. Nobody's ever asked that question, bro. And you're the first, though, so you really made my day, bro. I'm gonna play this tape on my birthday, I promise you. But yeah, Stanger boy, born in Stanger. 1984, moved to Durban, Marion Ridge. Marion Ridge was still a decent township. They still stabbed you once and left you to die. Now it's different. From 1984 to about 12 years back, I was in Marion Ridge. Lovely place, lovely people. That's where I got most of my comedy, because everything you see in Maryland is comedy. If you want to see comedy, you walk on the road, graffiti from the road to the wall of the flat. It's never happened anywhere else, just Maryland, bro. Like in other places, you find that kind of thing in the ghetto. There you find it ghetto, F section, Hoshi's lane. Doesn't matter where. There's graffiti. And there's always standing, leaning on the flat and talking nothing. Yeah, and these are the O's that are always bumping a tour. And it's your typical colored scene, your typical Wentworth Newland scene, not Greenwood Park, because Greenwood Park was always like Durban North guy.
Yeah, Greener Park and
Yeah.
Sydenham, they kind of had a different thing.
Yeah, different feel. Like if you got a sticky from Sydenham, then you are right. But if you got a sticky from Greenwood Park, then you're not tuning with a brother. You don't talk slang when you come
It's
Pause.
banging. So you grew up in so in the ridge is your the ridge back to front, right? So
Back to front.
you were around it. Were you a funny guy? Were you known as a funny guy? Or
Bro, I was always considered a funny guy at school. Everybody told me I'm a funny guy. Everybody came around me break time to listen to all the nonsense that we talk and laugh. It happened from class 1 right up to matric. It's a pity I didn't go to university, so I guess university break times would have been similar. I'm homeschooled up to matric, so let's put it that way.
yeah.
Yeah, so everybody came around, and we used to be funny. There were a clique of us that used to be funny, and there were different kinds of funny. There was a guy that was just funny, not because he said anything funny or did anything funny or dressed funny, but he just had a funny laugh. He was that he was like the in the movie that only comes out in the end, and they say, well, so that guy killed them all. The quiet guy with that laugh, you know what I'm saying?
Number
Yeah.
11. Yeah.
Away.
And
So
how did you know?
yeah.
Did you know Neil? Was Neil a thing in Marion Ridge? Because I know you're Carnalis from long time. So was he a thing back in the day?
Neil wasn't a funny guy, but he was a storytelling guy. I think he met up with his funny along the way, but I'm saying not a funny guy because he never portrayed himself or wanted to show himself to be funny. But one thing I'll tell you now, his father taught me in Standard 5 and Standard 6, if I'm not mistaken. His Bali was very funny. Bali was a laka Bali, very funny. His Bali was the kind of guy that told you jokes, and he laughed at his joke, and then we laughed at him laughing at his joke. He was that kind of guy.
That's the best
But
guy.
funny, best, top. Like if you came and reported, sir, somebody stole my pen, you would be the that would immediately, before you finish your sentence, respond, steal it back. There was that kind of genuine Bali, though. And I attribute my knowledge of the English language, primarily to him, to his input. Very good English teacher.
That's what I wanted to say. Like you and Neil also, you have this affinity for English for. I have it as well, but I didn't go to I don't know the Pali, but I recognize that in you and in Neil, like even when you're listening to like music, you listen to Jay-Z and because you listen to like Jay-Z and you can hear the English, and you the same when I'm sitting with you and we're talking, or with Neil. It's always the funny thing is the words, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's the word it's so eloquently placed that it's so perfect that it's funny. Do you know what I'm saying? And you appreciate that. And that's what I'm saying. So now the common denominator is obviously he's Bali.
Yes.
To that thing. Like my Bali had me Bali to make sure I know English, bro. He used to say to me, if you hear me talking slang, right? Like if it's just like you're listening, like you and I are sitting there and he hears me saying, hey, what kind, bro? You come here and say, what does what kind mean? Then I must say, bro, and then I must give him a couple of variations of other options that I could have used. Like if me and you say, oh, bro, check that cab, the bass is pumping. You come here, say, come here. I say, he said, yo, you call the bass is pumping. I said, yeah. He says, and then how you spell bass? I said, no, BASS. Yeah, that's based in the other you could say BASE, which means like like, Brian, that was for a long time. I couldn't speak.
But
If I spoke slang, you would jump on me and be like, hey, you saying laka. What's another option that you could have used? So with
mhm.
that, and I used to read, so I also used to read. So it kind of it made
Wilson
me
Bones
appreciate
Balila.
it made me my is from Wenties, bruh. So it made me appreciate English, right? So you'll obviously had a teacher, also had a teacher, Mrs. Smuts, that made me actually Miss Andrews that made me enjoy English. What kind Chucks? Who do you think is the funniest dude in the country? Before you answer that, people that are listening, please, this is I like that when you guys participate. So feel free to ask questions. Feel free to add in at any time. This is it's interactive. Um, we'll get to that. So tell us. So you were running around there in the ridge, doing your thing, going to school, and you were funny. So what was the defining factor? What you play music too, right?
Yes.
So how did the music part get in there?
I was always, we grew up with music. We grew up in Sunday school. We grew up playing the guitar. So we grew up singing. In 1999, I worked in the police. I wanted to actually add to the fact that this is how, in addition to Mr. Green's teaching me English, uh, I'm not sure what the LLB course is like now in UNISA, but when we were in UNISA studying law, the first thing you do is an English course, and you do law English or you do legal English. So that's where also that's an extension of my English. Um, but yeah, music was something that I loved growing up. Learned to play the guitar. Couldn't learn from my uncle who was right-handed. Was taught by my brother who was left-handed. Held the guitar upside down like Jonathan Butler. But it was easier to learn from him. And when I got into the police in 1999, I was the South African champion of the SAPS national competition, which happened annually. So I was the best musician or best singer in the country. No one knows that because it's like secret. It's a top secret.
And
But
you
yeah,
were
I was a Carol, bro.
you missed
I
it
know
what
it's
wait, you missed
I
it
was a
all.
Carol. Yeah, I grafted as a Carol. Graf for Charles CR Swats. I had an office. I had an office in BP Center, which was the provincial headquarters. I was
You
a
see,
top dog. I had 123 stations under me in the unit in the component that I ran.
I know you from 2007. This is 2021. This is the first time I ever heard that you were Carol, that you were, I didn't even like you had any sort of connection to
Yeah.
this course. Now you're telling me you were, firstly, you won police idols every year. And
No, I
then,
won it once. I won it 1999 once.
okay. So,
Top story.
do you think that thing still happens? Do you think our Carols are still having police idols where they're all meeting up and doing like a,
I don't think so, but I know every province has a provincial band, and we've got a national police band. You know those policemen that only play music. They get paid to play. They get paid to play music. All they do is practice. Var, Var, I'm tuning you. You can phone anywhere now, bro. Phone anyone in the region that knows Arnotte. They'll tell you. The cop.
Jackie, they don't trust you with their information, because they don't trust me with the information. They're like, no, I can't let this brand know I was a girl, bro. Hey, I can't let this
Ah
guy.
man,
See,
They know me. I was a top cop. I used to move one out.
so now when the host put me over the roadblock, I can truly make say, what kind of house you you invited the singing last year? I was were you there? Can
Don't
you
you know the wrong note that doesn't sing now? Is it a double ticket and all?
wait? So you were okay, so you were so the music came through your family, and
Hmm.
then so how did the comedy side, how did you get in? What was your in? What when was that thing? What made you decide, okay, listen, this is it. I'm tired of arresting, or what you weren't arresting people, obviously, you're sitting in the office. What made you do it? You know where's the iPad apparently. You would have known where's the iPad if you were graphene.
Hey, who's saying I stole the iPad? interestingly, you got Chucky, Daniel Chucky on the show.
Oh, yeah.
Just to go back, I'm gonna respond to the question that asked when did you start comedy or when did you realize you were funny. But Chucky, about 25 years ago, I don't know if Chucky will remember. He can connect with you there in the chat. 25 years ago, I was in town, Albany Grove. A friend of mine lived there. Makazi was grabbing one sticky, and Chucky was in the pose. And I was practicing for a show, but I was practicing music, and I was listening to a backtrack and singing over the backtrack. Um, I can't remember what it was, but it was who's this Brian, the American bra that always gets in trouble, a short. But anyway, I'll tune you with the so easy. And I was doing the
Is
song.
it R&B?
And
Is it R&B?
no, it's gospel. It's always
Kirk Franklin.
Kirk Franklin getting goofed and stop smoking, getting goofed and stop
Yeah.
smoking.
And a lot of porn on his laptop and all that there.
Ish, they didn't send that part to me.
You didn't know?
So anyway, yeah, I was singing the song, and then Daniel came, Chucky came. Hey, still thin. He was still young and then he tuned me. Say, I thought a CD was playing. Ask him, he'll tell you. Oh, Chucky. So now I'm checking Chucky. I'm tuning. Oh, Larry, gone fat now. Check him now. He's big size now. Can't even walk sideways when he's vying in the pose. He was
Yeah,
small though. He was like you when you were in Durban. Yeah, short.
bro.
So going back to when did I start comedy? I actually started comedy when I was in class one. Class one, bro. That was a long time ago, bro.
Wait,
And
in class one.
class one, Lighty. But it wasn't comedy. It wasn't stand up. It was telling jokes. There's a difference, and I'll tell you where the difference comes in roundabout to 2007 when I met Carvin. So in class one, I used to have a bra, Cyril Tony. He's late now. He used to tell stories, and he used to tell stories. He was who could make stories up along the way. There was no fixed story. There was no like Robin Hood or something. He told a story, started it, and the story that he ran with all his life is Karu Karu, number one rogue. And he told the story till I don't know number what. Hey, big numbers. And then one day he was absent. And then the teacher tuned me. I'm just going next door. Is there somebody who can keep the class busy? We had the system of writing names when you talk, and you talk again, we put a cross in that nonsense. So the class was tired of that nonsense. They wanted stories. Cyril was absent. And the next best person to tell the story was myself. I had to connect to this old story. I didn't even smark his stories. I smarked him. He was a lucky. Oh, I had to now connect. Then I carried on from 127 and I told Karu Karu number 128. And I just had to make the thing up along the way. And that was my first instance. And then in Standard 8 in Marion Ridge, that was 1988. The MC was a lady. I'm not going to mention her name. It was a lady who was always MC for the concerts. We had those concerts at school where you pay 2 rand to buy in, and then somewhere in the concert, someone throws something at someone, and then there's always waiting outside, and
But you
then
can mention the name.
people get stabbed and all. I
This
can,
show, mention names in this show, bro. This is the meetup.
yeah. Anyway, this Cherry, she was. I don't get Takata, Larry. I'm from the region. There's bubbles floating in the night.
You bang. You bang.
Bang. Anyway, so her sissy's name was Sharon. We call it, no, Sharon is a bomb. Sharon is a top dog from the rich. She's a queen. She's a queen for all seasons. Sharon will take you on. She'll take anyone on. She's the auntie with the rollers at the spaza shop. You know what I'm saying? But she's a bomb. She's a genuine sissy. So she tuned me one day. Hey, thank God my sissy is sick. She's not here. She had the flu or asthma, whatever. She said, thank God my sissy is not here. Onipu, that's what she used to call me. Onipu, we need you to MC. This is yours. This is what you were born for. I reckon, no, dear, I can't do this. She reckon, Onipu, you the man. Just take the mic. And she was like, and then she used to start to and ladies and gentlemen, we have our MC all the way from F section, ladies and gentlemen, Arnotte Payne. The crowd went wild. And that was the first time I grabbed the mic and really faced a huge crowd and did comedy. Although it was emceeing, it was comedy because people enjoyed the jokes. And then after that, and everybody spoke about me. And every year after that, as long as I was in school, I was MC. People knew this is Arnotte Payne's graph. They looked forward to coming to see Arnotte Payne. And it was not, she was out, shame, her sissy was out, kicked herself out by getting sick. You know, that's why when you're sick, you come to graph. Otherwise, you lose your graph. So this is the interesting story. I had a friend, the Indian lady, nice lady. She saw the potential and knew the potential in me. She came to one of the shows that I did, and she said, "Look, you do weddings so well. Why don't you do stand-up comedy?" I said, "Well, what's the difference?" She said, "No, it's a bit different because stand-up comedy is like marathon. You stand on the stage for 5, 10, 15, 20, 1 hour." I said, "Wow." I said, "Hey, that's interesting." I said, "I've never thought about that because I always did comedy in between, you know, as an MC for a wedding or for a function." Right. And she said, "Look, there's a show happening at the Bat Center, and I must pull into the Bat Center." So it was around about, I think, 2006, if I'm not mistaken. And it was a show where Carvin H was performing. There was Loisa Gola was there, and there was who's this Vito that swears the span? Flismus, John. Yeah, there was John Flismus there. Good comedians, but I was impressed. And Mervyn Pillay. Mervyn Pillay, Laka O's good, very good comedian. So I was really impressed with Carvin because I'm the kind of old that never really smoked swearing. You know, I never swore, even if I kicked a brick. So I thought, hey, see, I smoke all these O's, but I really smoke there is that Braino. So I asked her, who's that Braino? She said, no, Carvin H. I said, Carvin H from where? From Newlands. So I got another musician, bro, of mine, Michael D, that used to teach music. He still does from chat. So I reckon to Mike, hey, Mikey, there's this Braino Carvin. I smoked to hook up with him. Mikey reckon, I'll send you his number now. I phoned Carvin. Carvin, my name's Arnotte Payne. I'm from the Ridge. I smoked to do comedy. I was really impressed with the show last night, and I was really impressed with your stint. So Carvin reckon, hey, bro, you know what? I just got buckled. We can meet up, but I just got married. And hey, I want to drop this comedy because hey, I was swearing one way on the scene and all. And me, I'm not that. Carvin was a church or like myself, you check.
Yeah.
So I tuned him, hey, Carvin, let's dollar. Carvin said, nah, I'm leaving comedy, bro. That was like the last show I was doing. I thought, I'm just gapping in, I was gapping out.
He did the same thing to me. As soon as I came in, he jumped out. I was like, okay.
Hey. So I thought, Alex, this is my luck. Well, I was lucky with everything like that. I can be at the clinic and I can be waiting for hours and hours and the nurses can be taking long. And as it comes to my turn, they go on lunch. It's always been like that all my life. I'm that kind of
Yeah, you know. When you take your cab to the clinic, it's always the worst case scenario. Hey, hey, my man, we have to burn the whole cab and then start again. You're like, bruh.
Oh yeah. So I spoke to Kavi. Kavi said, nah, I'm bailing out. So I said to Carvin, Laka. And then 2 weeks later, Carvin phones me, says, Oni, we're having something at our church. We're having a concert. So come and show your singing skill and your comedy skill, bro. You know, maybe you'll make it. You'll make it. This is your first show. You probably could be a comedian. Because I told Carvin my whole story that no, I've been doing this thing all my life, but not comedy like YOLOs are doing.
Yeah.
So Carvin said, well, come and try. So I took my sissy. My sissy is a very good singer. I took her there to do a duet, and we did the prayer. And we whipped it, Exia. After that, as soon as I finished do the prayer, I got into my comedy. I did it 10, 12 minutes. Hey, I had the crowd in stitches. Carvin reckon, oh, brah, you're a comedian, brah. I reckon, Exia, var. I reckon you're a comedian, bro. Look what you did there. Nobody that I know has ever done what you did. And this is your first. You sure this is your first show? I reckon, yeah, it's my first show. Hey, so I couldn't tell him about Dinono and the concert because that wasn't comedy.
Yeah. That's not real.
So Carvin, you know, brah, you on. So I tune Carvin, no, Laka. So Carvin, you now you must write now. I reckon, yeah, I've always been writing. writing other people's jokes, because that's how we are. We listen to the tapes that you were talking about. And we
Right,
listened to other people's jokes. We repeated people's jokes. We had our
right.
one, two jokes, but our jokes that sporadically fall, and then we pick them up, we run with them, and then it's lost again. So I started writing, and then Carvin tuned me. Say, there's a competition. It's some Taj Raj Mahal or some competition with the char name, um, at Sibaya, and he tuned 1-0 was supposed to perform, but hey, he just got cold feet. Wayne Malchas Mapra Wayno.
Oh
So
yeah,
he tuned
yeah.
his yeah, so he tuned his smoke to cap in, bruh. I reckon, yeah, well, we give it a try. I'm not bang. So Carvin said, but it's gonna be round after round, because if you win the first round, so you gotta have material. I reckon, don't worry, I'll tell her. So I went in there. Masood, I remember quite clearly, Masood was one of the people there at the show. That was where Masood, we basically came off, Masood and I came out of that show to be comedians. Yeah, so I eventually won that competition. I won a big prize, bro. I was shocked, bro. In my entire life, I've never won a big pencil. I won a pencil, Lixie. Hey, the old messed around.
Wait,
I'm tuning you all now. The old the old made marcher, and he gave me a pencil as a prize. A big, a big pencil. I thought to myself, hey, when somebody gives you a toothpaste and a toothbrush on your birthday or at school, then they're always insinuating you got a bad breath and stuff like that. I don't know what the pencil meant, because
so
I wasn't uneducated.
but truth be told, but our first interaction was so I started doing comedy in 2007, and I did with Carvin, Neil, Senzo Mtetwa, and there was another person, and Timo, and that
Oh,
was
yeah.
oh, and then I did comedy for like 3 or 4 months, if not that long. And then I got a message. So our first interaction wasn't good, because you sent me a message. We're like, yo, listen, bro, we're all comedians. I have an idea. Let's all come together and do a show. We can all pull together and wada yakety yaks. And I looked at this message. I'm like, yo, bro, this is exactly what this is what I'm like. This is literally what we're doing. Then I was like, I had never met you before. You just messaged me, and then I was like, and I messaged you back. I was being an ass towards you, but I was like, no, my man, you can't just come here now. The whole time now, no, all of a sudden now you're coming out the woodwork now. Listen, let's put a show. I'm like, this is what we're doing. You're literally describing what we're doing, bruh.
Mm.
And then you phone me, and you're like, yo, but listen. Hey, but you were so. The thing is, you were you were so like he was so calm, and like he was so apologetic, and everything was so, and like, listen, my man, I wasn't trying to offend you or trying to get into your thing. I just was like, this is an idea that came to me, and then I heard your name, and then I got your number, and because I heard you were part of this thing and whatever XTX. And I was like, and we spoke for long, bruh. My first time ever speaking to you, I think we spoke for like 45 minutes on the phone, bruh. And
Motorola.
I was still, hey.
Motorola, those big phones with the flip.
And I was like, but I was pissed off at first, and then after I spoke, she was like, "Okay, cool. This old he honestly wants to do something. He doesn't know what hours already. We already were like maybe 4 months into exactly that thing,
Mm.
but that was actually my fourth month of being within this whole thing. So it's my first time jumping into comedy, and I'm like, so as soon as you get into comedy, I was gonna phone you and try and take over what you're doing
Mm-hmm.
by being friends with you. And that's was my mind. I'm like, because the thing is, we grew up to be paranoid, but we were taught to be paranoid. So I was already paranoid. I was like, yo, this so yeah now, he's just gonna jump in now, and then I'm gonna say, yeah, no, of course, come. And then tomorrow, I'm not gonna be
Mm.
part of the thing. I know how this do. I've seen this movie. But thankfully though, you weren't as colored as I was in your approach. You were like, okay, okay, bro, I see what you're saying, and I understand why you feel that kind of that angst towards the whole idea, but leave it. Let's If you want to leave it, leave it. But I'm just and we it went better. So I got to finally meet you, and then we started to work, and then I guess we've been doing things like we haven't done as much as I've wanted to do, because you one of the guys that are multi-talented, which is because like you do the thing properly. Um which nobody understands. Like I feel that nobody. I feel that you haven't gotten like the people when they see you on the lineup or they see you on the thing. I don't think they understand the amount of content you bring, because you bring you bring the laugh, you bring the music, you bring the comedy, um, and it's all packaged perfectly, right? Like for me, like I've always said to you, like if I've said this to you, like the way you look, like, and it's nothing, it's just like perception, because people have perception. When they see you, they perceive you in a certain way, or they expect, when they say, okay, this guy, he looks like he's gonna do this.
I've
Or
had that all my life, bro.
he looks like he's gonna do that. And you, like, you always been that guy that when somebody sees you, and when somebody, if somebody hears, and somebody's, when they see you and they hear you, it's a very different thing, right? You see your performance is clean. Your you sound like you've done English lessons all your whole life. You play the guitar, you can sing, you can actually sing. You don't just sing because, like, I sometimes sing because I'm like, whatever, I'm drunk, but I'm not just, I can't sing, but you can sing. You do all the things. There's questions here. You're gonna answer one, two questions, right? The first question, I'm gonna scroll back now. I see a couple, so I'm gonna go back now to the first one, which was to you. There's a chair. So how do you describe your style or genre of comedy? How do you feel about that, bruh? What's your style?
I don't know how to describe what my style is. In music, we have genres, we have styles. We have R&B, we have Statamia. In comedy, I don't know of genre and style, but I think I'm the who loves to tell stories about himself first, um, and tease himself first before he teases anybody. I don't really like to get deep into the current stuff, because there's lots of people who are doing that. I like to get deep into the deep stuff, into the behind stuff that you forgot. I like to bring up the past. I like to remind you of what you saw and you didn't take note of.
Short. And
Then the person who asked the question can deduce what style it is. They can put it together, because these youngsters, they have the words for to describe those things. We Balis now.
yeah, yeah. Sure. have you have you had a bad night? Okay, firstly, every single comedian has had a bad night. There's literally no comedian that's not had a bad night. I have a Richard Pryor one man with the whole. Have you seen that thing, Alive and Smoking, of Richard Pryor, where he died the whole show? One
Oh
person was
yes,
smoking the whole show.
and he was
Uh,
smoking to the whole show.
Smoking. He had a whiskey in his hand, and he kept
Mm.
pouring himself a drink and lighting a guy and like doing bits. But like the following year, he blew up as Richard Pryor, and then that show became hilarious because people now understood his mind. That's the crazy thing about comedy, bro. Have you ever had a bad night at your show when nobody was laughing? Tell us about your worst date. I always ask about the worst date, but let's just hear yours.
You know, I cannot ever remember dying. I can never ever remember dying in my entire life.
You never had a
Um, never had a show where I died. I've had shows where, in between my comedy, people didn't catch my jokes, and that made me a bit nervous. But I always had a better joke up my sleeve to cover up if anything happened. I had the odd jokes that I had lined up. I remember we were doing a comedy clinic kind of thing in Durban most recently, and one of the topics, one of the important topics, because it was about saving Durban comedy. One of the important topics that were raised is, tell us about a time when you died. And the comedians all stood up. They said, "Hey, I did the show and I died." You see. And I just cannot remember when I died. I've had bad shows, but I've never had a show where I've died, where people didn't laugh. Never.
yeah, but
I can't remember.
we did that. The thing is, okay, some almost die too much. I have a long. There's a list of people that die too much. Like you can die so many times and then you can give up. But you, but you know, a bad show. You know your rhythm, bruh. You know your rhythm, right? You know, I get in. This is my rhythm. Like I have a jolly rhythm. This is my rhythm. I get in. This is my
Mm.
rhythm. This is how we go. We be on a thing. There's silence. That's part of my rhythm. That's
Oh, Rich, wait, Rich. There is a show where I died. There is a show where I died. It's my bra, Bert Lang, uh, from Sydney. Maybe you know Bertie.
I know him.
Lawyer Bertie.
Yes.
Yeah, Lawyer Bertie. It was a show where they were having a farewell for a judge, for a big judge, one of the judges in KZN. And because all these O's were part of the bar, so they were having this thing, and it was mainly black judges. You know, everything's political now. It was mainly black judges, and Bertie and a handful of, you know, Indian, white, colored. Well, coloreds, you always get two coloreds in everything. Even in the fees must fall, there were all blacks, two Indians, and two coloreds, and one Vato. It's always two coloreds. But yeah, it was like that kind of scene. And I came late because I was doing another show. So I rocked up from that show and I was insisting. Bertie tuned me, hey, these people are changed. They've changed everything. They've changed the mood. So Bertie tuned, you still want to perform? I reckon, hey, I want to dollar. But I reckon Bertie should have done it. Bertie reckon, hey, one comedian came here, black comedian, he came here, hey, he had a very hard time. These people are not interested in comedy. So I said, nah, let's dollar. No guitar. Eh? Hey, so Bertie got a chance. Bertie pushed, and eventually got a chance to get me the mic. It was a 3 to 5 minute stint. Bro, I had a song, I had a feeling. You know when you have that feeling like you're gonna decease on stage? I had that feeling. So I tuned the DJ, I've got a backtrack here. I tuned him, I've got a backtrack here. And I think it was the Eric Clapton backtrack. It was a Wonderful Tonight backtrack. And that was one of the numbers I could whip. So I had the backtrack and I had the you know, the song sheet, the lyrics, because I used to use lyrics. You know, when you use lyrics, you look like an educated musician. You know, when you're reading music all the time, it's just lyrics. People don't know what's on there. So so I gave the DJ that. The DJ looked at me, he looked at my USB, like he's wondering, like, this one, what's he gonna do now? Because these O's are wrong, they want to vibe posy. And I decided to tell her and I had a whole piece, I had a whole sheet of comedy. I came on there, I hit the first 2 minutes, no, it was vying like hey, after that, nobody's laughing. Hey, I'm trying, no one's laughing. Hey, I'm stammering, no one's laughing. And then I thought, no, man, these O's here don't want to hear me. So I tuned the TJ. What I'm actually here for, ladies and gentlemen, I got a song for you tonight. And I hit Wonderful Tonight. Hey, everybody gave me a standing ovation. So yes, that's one time I can remember when I died. Hey, my lips got dry, lighty. You know when your lips get dry and you suck your lips and you're
But
thinking, Lord,
nothing to
flow,
help.
open up, swallow me, earth. But I got men because these are lawyers, they liars. So I'm the only one telling the truth in the crowd. So I was man.
Sabi, how far is it? How far is your thing? How far is your guitar? Right to
Oosh.
where's your guitar?
Hey, my guitar is. I'm trying to think. It's here, but it's locked up in the other. I'm in an outbuilding that's a garage. I designed it to be an office, and it's
Get your guitar
in the other. It's in the other end.
from to me. I know you do songs, right? And like I'm taking, but I have one of your songs that you maybe used to do no butter, no jam. What is
No
it?
butter, no. That's
Butter,
no butter, no jam.
no,
That's a top jam, Lighty.
bro,
That's a top jam.
I own that thing, bruh. Like I own that thing. Like the moment I look at you, no, my lights to do rubbish. I said, oh, you're not gonna pick up your toys. You're gonna see no sweets. No pick up, no sweets. No pick
No,
up, no
the
sweets. So I
top
just keep
jam.
going. I love it, bruh. I love it because it fits in with what I do anyway. Because I do that. Like I make kwaito out of anything. You know what I mean? If I'm like, oh, you're not picking up your toys, and I just make it into a kwaito thing or R&B thing. I always talk about this thing. Forget your guitar,
No way.
bruh. People are here. Let them comment. Let them give us suggestions. Then you can go live with the thing. Get your guitar, cuz I know it's close.
You should have tuned me, man. Now it's in the it's in that room locked up, and also
Yeah.
I would have had to get a stand now for the phone.
No,
Otherwise, you'd hear me, but then I'm holding my handset.
no.
I don't
So you're
have a stand.
holding your handset this whole time.
Yeah, bro, I'm strong. I lift weights on the left arm. I'm used to it, bro. We have meetings all day at Craft. This is all I do, bro.
And you hold your Jesus Christ. All right,
Yeah.
that's So now you're
But
not
it's
gonna,
a skill. Couldn't even make out that I'm holding. It's a skill, bro.
no, I didn't know. I didn't know. So now
Yeah.
you don't have the thing. So now the people, you have to do something.
I can
So
tell her. I'm a teller.
so we can choose. We can. Let's get the voice, says Renee. So if you're still listening, let's do this. Give us one or two suggestions because that's what Arnotte does. He goes with the suggestions. Throw one or two suggestions there, and then we'll choose a genre, which is probably going to be R&B or gospel or something, and then hold my beer. Just sing. You can't just sing. You need to give him something. The song is called "Hold My Beer."
Hold my beer.
That's actually a dope. That's actually a dope.
When I first saw you, I said, "Oh my, hold my beer, hold my beer." That's a brain tuning hold my beer, and you can't give a brain your beer to hold. That's not true.
True. No one ever says "Hold My Beer." Um, so do a cappella. Alright. So you can. Yeah, he is gonna do a cappella. He doesn't have his guitar.
Wait,
Hold My
maybe
Beer.
I can find something. Yeah, see, hold on, see. But tune while you're tuning. Let me just check quickly.
Okay, maybe he's gonna come back with his tabla. He's got a
No,
tabla.
there's a hey, Larry. There's a. I got my
You made one.
laptop here.
You got a laptop on the side. You're gonna come with the backtracks.
Where you the Larry? You know our advice.
No, but I'm there. I'm there. So while we are, I'll just guys while Arnotte sitting himself up over there. So we looking. So I spoke to Ishmael right other week, right, and we looking. You want to groom a DJ, and at the moment, I noticed that East Coast Radio is doing a thing where they're looking for a DJ. But I want to start this thing. He's gonna groom him. He's gonna give him stage. He's gonna not stage time. He's gonna give him studio time. He's gonna be able to sit at Metro FM. He's gonna get like all that's gonna be incorporated. You wanna groom the next DJ, right? So the guys that are listening or the guys that see this, I need you to just send me something. Send me your name, tag a person, put a person in here. Let us get someone into the studio. Let's create the next great thing. Ishmael has been on the radio for what 11 years and he's been killing it. And he wants to give his personal time up and his personal, he wants to give his connections and his contacts, and so we want to create something. So just like if especially from KZN because that's where we're from. So if you're from KZN or you got family there that you feel can do this thing, no ages, nothing, just put their names through. Send me an inbox, tag them, put a post on Facebook, do something, and then let's get them together. So what I want to do is I want to get them to do like a tape, like a demo tape where we can hear their voices, and I'll send it to Ishmael, and we'll have a competition eventually. But at the moment, there's just like I'm saying, East Coast Radio is doing similar thing, and I don't wanna pollute the airwaves with the same thing. So let's do it together. So I want you guys to like send me stuff so we can do that, and we can find someone because I'm sure that there's someone inside our community that can be the next thing. Um, there's no rules. The rules are just that you need to be hungry because a lot of people get into something and they're not really they get into the thing because like I got into call centers not because I love being a fucking call center person. I just got in there. But some people are passionate about that shit. So let's just find it. Are you right, Debra? You ready?
And that's coming up.
Okay. So if you have a family member or anybody or a lighty that's been in that's kind of getting into this thing, that's really wants to be part of the radio thing, let's just get in here. Craigie, I see you there, bruh. It's not that I want to at the moment it's because I saw East Coast Radio is doing the thing. So I just think we need to hold back just a bit, let them do their thing. But I feel that us as a community, we've got enough power here to unearth the person, to find the people, to run a campaign, to get them all out in there, and we can just get something going. Because I want to be part of it. I want to find the person that's going to be the next radio DJ, or even if it doesn't get there, like we do something that we get moving. So I'm just letting you guys know if you know a lighty or even if it's a big O, put his name through. Let's talk to him. Let's get a little tape going, and then even maybe maybe the first guy that we see might be the most amazing. You know what I mean? Because that happens sometimes. Your opportunity lies there. You put your name in the hat, your name comes out tops, and then Arnotte did that. He went to a competition, he came out tops, and now he's still got his guitar, even though he's hiding it in a safe there. But he's there. Ferocious, are you gonna play Marsharia more? There we go. Oh, wonderful tonight.
My Sharia Mo, that's a top track.
Dude, la la. Right, when are you done there? You sorted?
Ready? Let's go.
Away.
Who, the person that asked for the song can sing with me. Away.
Verusha.
Verusha.
Yeah, Verusha from the 90s.
Stoomer in here. Can you hear it? Can you hear the music? Hundreds. Can you hear it now? Clear. Louder. Mashui more lovely as the summer day. Mashui more distant as the Milky Way. Mashui more pretty little one that I adore. You're the only girl my heart beats for. How I wish you were mine. In a cafe, sometimes on a crowded street. I've been near you, but you never noticed me. My Shuri more. Tell me, little, how that you ignore that behind that little smile I wore. How I wish you were mine. La 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 la. Maybe someday you'll see my face among the crowd. Ooh. Maybe someday I'll share your little distant cloud. Ooh. My Shuri more, pretty little one that I adore. You're the only one my heart beats for. How I wish you were mine. La 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 la. I see the Xanadu coming out, yo. La la la. That's the sound of Stevie Wonder doing a thing called My Shiri. I'm alright here on East Coast Radio. It's about 23:07. Back to Richelieu.
That was Arnotte Payne.
No claps, no hand claps. Swag. Brainers are like that.
No, the hand claps are happening, bruh. I'm gonna push them up.
Oh, yeah.
The back, everyone loves my dance. They just love the way I was supporting you. They're like, yo, but I keep it going.
Hey, brainers are slaughters, right?
I come from the 9s. Give us one more. You're a bit softy though. You need to either hold maybe your mic is too low though. It sounds like you're yeah. I think your mic is too low or something. You need to hold him, yeah. You need to put a one more. I'm sure there's one more in the tank. You know you always got a song on the backup.
I wonder why it's soft, yeah? Yeah, so yeah, bro. We'll tell her one more. We'll sook, yeah.
That's what I like.
I'm a DJ Sly.
I would be looking for the jackets, cause I got the jackets, my brother. Follow my group there. The Freshest Gems. That's my group on the Instas and on the Facebooks. And I'm gonna start pushing the gems now. Just want to check in the waters, and then I'm start pushing the gems in a minute. But I got some fire jackets, cuz. So, and everybody, not only Howard. If you're looking for fire jackets, I got, but they're all from the nines. I'm wearing one of my originals, Cincinnati. While waiting for this too. This is the originals.
Away.
You know, the starters. I don't even know where to put the things anymore. The old school starters with the old school badgings. These are the ones, but these are the ones you used to get stabbed for back in the day.
No hole in the back of the jacket, is it? Copy. Are we wonderful tonight, you say? Somebody
Wonderful.
was asking for wonderful tonight.
Let's go with the wonderful tonight. I'll stay
Are we
behaved.
wonderful tonight?
And you don't be like that towards me, yeah. Crying numbers.
It's late in the evening. She's wondering what clothes to wear. She puts on her makeup and brushes her long blonde hair. And then she asks me, do I look alright? And I said, yes, you look wonderful tonight. We go to a party and everyone turns to see this beautiful lady that's walking around with me. And then she asked me, "Low Betty, do you feel alright?" And I said, yes, I feel wonderful tonight. Low Betsy, that's you. I feel wonderful because I see that love light in your eyes. And the beauty of it all is that you just don't realize I love you. Baby, don't leave me. I love you. Son of Eric Clapton doing a thing called Wonderful Tonight right here on East Coast Radio.
Thanks for tuning in. This is every Friday, every Saturday, and every Sunday.
It's time to go home now.
Don't go home.
And I've got an aching here. It's a doll, Barbie.
No.
And then I tell her, as I turn out the light, I say, my darling, you were wonderful tonight. I say, my darling, you were wonderful tonight. Drop the mic, nigga. Drop the mic.
That's dope.
Sound of Eric Clapton doing it live right here on East Coast Radio. As a Friday night with Richelieu Bonnoir. Time 23:13.
Let me show you the caps, because now you can't see the caps. The caps is there. The caps is there.
Away, Lighty.
I feel like we shone together. Like you killed it.
We shone. Sounds like we shone. A child lighting from the Phoenix. We shone.
Oh, bruh. I love that. Not that Rosby. That.
That's trying to attack Vitos. It's getting Vitos on my side, bro.
Well, that was very dope, bro. Thank you very much, cuz.
Shot, bro.
Oh, that was amazing. So you say performing? Are you gonna? How's a small jokey joke, bro?
I don't work in the week, bro.
There's always one in the bag. There's always one in the bag. Always one. In the bag. Always one in the bag.
I'm not a comedian, except I'm not like Yolos. I'm a musician. That's funny, right? That's the joke. That was the joke.
I am shining.
Yeah.
Mole shining. I'm a
Cool, but
shiner.
yeah.
Especially here in the T area.
Sure,
The
thanks
T-
for the opportunity. Thanks for the chance, you see. Am I
Yeah, man.
shining, you see?
No, not as. The thing is, I have this light chair. See this light chair. This light chair. It's right in my face. It's not those nice lights. It's a shit light. So thank you, bro. Thanks for your time, cuz. We will do this again because I think everybody who's been on, I'm gonna have them again because it always feels like it wasn't enough. It feels like we're gonna do it again for sure.
And I don't normally stay up this long unless we're going to do a job like
This is a
like
job.
housebreaking cuck when I used to do this stuff. Housebreaking and stuff. We wait till you sleep. So around about this time we getting our overalls on and stuff like that. But I stopped doing that. That's a joke, bro.
Housebreakers don't wear overalls. They don't wear overalls. Have you seen them when
They
get
come
home?
they come looking for a night shift, Graf. That's how you let them in.
Okay, it's not working. So you've been performing. Are you performing anywhere in the next couple of weeks that we can find you, like in a live scenario?
Bro, we had 2 gigs now. We canceled because of the president's announcement. Every time the show makes an announcement, something goes wrong. So we canceled the gigs that we had. But what I'm doing is I'm using the time to write. Although writing is not easy, you don't just get up and write. You have to feel, you have to be in a certain mood to write. Otherwise, you get those times when you really think of good stuff and you're not in a place where there's a pen and paper. I'm the pen and paper boy, so yeah. Writing. So I'm looking forward to writing I'm writing 2 shows. I'm writing a show on the medical system, the government medical system, basically the hospitals. How even when you go to a licensing department, it feels like the government clinic, where the nurses tell you, "Sit down, shut up, your turn's coming." They treat you like that. So I'm writing a medical clinic joke, and I'm writing a black racist joke because colored people, I think, are too scared to tell the government. The government that they're being left out of the system, that colored people are treated like shit. They're treated like nothing. Sorry to use the word cuck, bro, but they're treated cuck. And they're scared to tell the government that because they feel it's not politically correct. I can say that because I'm black and I'm colored. So I'm gonna tell you things that other people won't tell you. So it's black racist. It's gonna be a dope show. It's gonna be all the black racist shows will be sold out.
Is that the name of your show, Black Racist?
Yeah, that's the name of the show that I'm writing. Black racist, dope show.
It's something
I
very
come
funny.
from both worlds, so I can express myself in both.
Did you hear what Odette said? Use your big
Who?
pencil. Odette Latif said, use that big pencil.
Why shouldn't I use the laptop I've been playing from? What kind? I can type. I can type 45 words a minute. Huh? Yeah, the pencil.
Big pencil. You can hold it like this, yeah.
I don't want that pencil. That pencil really gives me bad memories. It's like I did a good thing by winning a show, and then you get a pencil.
Yeah.
It's like you were promised a Ferrari, and then you're coming there and finding a pencil.
Everything.
Lucky I wasn't in school. I would have wanted to leave school.
A pencil's worse than everything.
No.
Writing. I'm also planning. We planning. It's gonna be. We have to wait till this thing dies down and we have fun together. So hopefully when this all slows down, we can have fun. But it won't slow down if the people don't behave. So thanks very much for your time. Everybody that hung around, is 19 of you listening right now. But thank you for guys for sticking around. You guys are special. We love you guys. I love you guys. Thanks for every week sticking out. I'm gonna try and switch up some ideas. I'm gonna run it by you guys. So Arnotte Payne, anything to say in closing?
Just to say to those people listening, keep listening. The show will grow. The only way the show can grow is if you have people like Richelieu hosting shows like these. And if you have people like you listening, because you're going to tell other people about it, invite other people, grow the show, grow the brand. And one day we'll be looking back and saying, wow, we started with 19. Now we've got 199,000 people from Australia, people from the UK, people from the US. Wow, look at Durban. Wow, Wenty's in the house. That's what we want to do. But all things start like that. Remember, Brain was only, the show Brain was only, it was a start of something. Look where we are now. So we attribute these things to small beginnings, and we don't despise small beginnings. So thank you, 19 people. You're a great 19. You are the best of the 19.
I love it. I don't care how many people. I'm here for the people. So thank you guys again for sticking out. Thank you, Arnotte, for hanging out. Thanks for your time, Kaz. And
Thank you for having me, Kaz.
Do luck shit. And good night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weeks. I'll see you guys next week, Thursday. Away.
Peace.
Peace.